Okay, you are not allowed to come to our meetings because you did not give us any notice or tell us why you were here. I just talked to my attorney, Rob Bukema, and we are happy to give you any public comment that we get today. It's an open board meeting, like you said. It's open board meeting, but you're not filming. So we're
Can I see your,
I'm going to ask you to leave now, and if you don't leave, I've already told you, I will call the police.
no,
But you need
can
to
you
leave.
please work with me? You came in?
No, because I have never had the unprofessional courtesy by a reporter.
What are you talking about? People,
Just
I go to board
showing
meetings
up.
every single
No,
week.
I know all of you well.
I go to board,
You
my
know?
board, I go to the Milwaukee Public
Well,
School board
good,
meetings like
go.
once a week. We don't give notice to anyone.
You know what? We expect notice, and
Where does it say that? I need to see where it says that.
I don't have to give you that right
Well,
now. My
if you
attorney.
don't give it to me, there's state laws.
attorney-
You could be breaking the law
Okay.
right now.
This frustrating piece of video comes from the TMJ4 TikTok account. The reporter's name here is Megan Lee. Confronting her is St. Francis School District Superintendent Deborah Miller. Here's more.
Well, and you did not have the professional courtesy to let me know why you were coming
I
here.
don't do that.
And we don't film our board meetings, period. We don't. We have on a Zoom meeting.
Would you like to speak with my managers?
No, I'm not. I have a board meeting to attend to. I'm dealing with some other things right now.
Okay, but I need
So-
to know where in your,
Look on the bylaws. Yeah, look
that it
in
says
the
this.
policies.
Because are you just saying
No,
this?
I just called my attorney. You said you were going to call yours. I called mine.
Yeah, and they said that you're
Okay.
violating open meeting laws.
No, we're not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say that I'm violating them. But you are not filling our meeting tonight. My board is not prepared for that. We've had no other people coming to complain
Ma'am.
about things.
We
So,
go to school board meetings all the time, and we've never had issues.
well, unfortunately, you haven't been to one of ours because I haven't seen you in 5 years.
I mean, I started working
Sorry.
2 years ago.
So,
Um,
okay, sorry, I gotta go because we're conducting business.
Okay, well,
Sorry, I can't help you this time.
I think you're violating open meeting laws, so.
Credit to Lee for keeping her cool because this is completely unacceptable. And let's also call it out, an attack on the free press. So let's break it down. Lee was there to attend a meeting and potentially seek comment from parents regarding former junior varsity baseball coach Jeffrey Worrell. All we know at this point, all right, when this was reported, is that Worrell was arrested by the Milwaukee PD. It was vague, and it seemed clear Lee, like others in the media, were just trying to find some answers, which, by the way, that's what we do. That's our job. So TMJ4's attorney, Tom Kamenak, sat down with the outlet and stated that Kerr, and I quote, openly violated the law. Adding Kerr did so, quote, in a number of ways. Seemed fairly obvious. Good to hear counsel on this. Kamenak, per TMJ's website, is a specialist in open meetings law. So don't go up against this guy, is all I'm saying. Thus, he would submit a complaint to the Corporation Counsel for Milwaukee County against the school board. Not exactly how Kerr drew it up, if I were to just give my 2 cents. Part of the policy as it pertains to recording/filming the board's open meeting was printed by TMJ4 on their website. If you want to check it out, please do. Kerr would release a statement of her own, and it's important to read these things because these are her own words. Dear St. Francis Mariners community, I am writing to address a recent media story involving a reporter's presence at our recent school board meeting and the concerns that followed. I understand there may be confusion stemming from the situation, and I want to provide some clarity. Reporters did attend the meeting without recording and were provided with the information they requested. That said, I apologize for the way the situation was handled. In hindsight, I wish I had approached it differently, and I regret any frustration or uncertainty this may have caused. Let me be clear. She was reprimanded. That's what happened. Hey, Deb, you kind of made us look bad here. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Oh, I made you look bad? All right, my bad. Apologies. I'll try to make it right. Let me release a statement. That's what happened here. I recognize that the district must always balance transparency with sensitivity, and I am committed to learn and grow from moments like these. My intent during the meeting was to uphold the district's policy while being especially mindful of the impact the situation might have on the individuals and families connected to a recent serious matter involving a former JV baseball coach. The safety, privacy, and well-being of our students and families remain my top priority. The St. Francis School District is grounded in its openness, trust, and community engagement. We remain committed to keeping our families informed and supported through honest, thoughtful communication. Thank you for your continued partnership, understanding, and the opportunity to share this update. She is fighting for her political life because she has ran for office before, and I believe she is using this as a stepping stone. So far, not good. Not a great way to have your name go viral. This is a very bad way to do it. And at this point, I felt as though there was a reason why they didn't want anything recorded as it pertains to the story, because we saw this video on TikTok. And what Kerr also failed to realize, once again, is the negative attention that she is bringing to herself, to the school board, to the district, to the town. It's multi-layered. And the way that she conducted herself was atrocious. After all, the only news that was made with former Coach Worrell was that his tenure ended. That was it. That's all we knew. Kerr was tight-lipped in her statement, saying she released, her words, situations like this can be very concerning. Yes, they can. That's why reporters and journalists try to find it when you are trying to hide it. Then, on June 4th, the news broke once more. Worrell would be charged with allegedly R-wording a minor. The Milwaukee Journal Sentinel wrote, Worrell is charged with 2 felony counts of repeated essay of a child of 3 or more essays, 1 felony count of repeated essay of a child, 1 felony count of third-degree essay, and 1 felony count of causing mental harm to a child. The writer Alec Johnson also reports, if convicted, Worrell could face up to 60 years in prison on each count of repeated essay of a child of 3 or more essays, up to 40 years behind bars, and fines of up to $100,000 on the count of repeated essay against a child or both, up to 10 years in prison, and up to $25,000 in fines on the charge of third-degree essay, and up to 12 and a half years in prison and fines of up to $25,000 on the count of causing mental harm to a child, the complaint would read. To be clear, via WISN, according to a criminal complaint, the essay dates back to when the victim was 5. 5 years old. CBS 58 would add he is expected in court on June 13th. Disturbing, to say the least. I do believe at the end of the day there are 2 different stories here, but I just don't understand this reaction. It's an open meeting. It's open to the public, especially the media. And I just have to ask, what were y'all trying to hide? And why do you forbid recording? It seems as though, even in her statement, they will provide the necessary information. They will provide the information necessary as requested. But why, in a meeting that appears to be open to the public, would you restrict it? Why would you want to play that role? You're going to lose. Weird story. We'll keep you all updated. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.